David's a Trekkie. And so he's actually a pretty big nerd.
I don't know about Trekkie. Now
Yeah.
those they're a little further than I am.
He likes
I've never
Star
dressed
Trek.
up.
He likes Star Trek a lot, and so we're just talking one day, and he just says, wouldn't it be cool if we could have this online school for homeschoolers, and we could just say, hey computer, will you pull up student file Tom Jones or whatever, and everything would be right there. But we were in 2003. It was on the verge of this whole internet revolution, and David, being a visionary, he always projects 5 or 10 years out from where he currently is, and he just kind of instinctively knew that something bigger was on the horizon, and just had the idea that if we took this whole concept that we had in our heads and put it all online, that it could explode and it could get a whole lot bigger than we could ever even imagine.
Well, what gave us the idea to start Home Life Academy was early 2003, I think, or late 2002. We met a guy who had built an online grade reporting for homeschoolers. And that was just at the dawn of the online internet age, at least where you start to put in your information and those kind of things. So when I met him, my eyes just lit up. I was like, you are really, really onto something here. We built this website and launched it, and then quit our jobs. And we were living in a little house in Memphis, about 1,100 square feet, had a little one-car garage on it with a couple hundred more square feet. So we put a desk in the garage on the concrete floor, and put a phone out there, and great big computer, and
eventually enclose the whole thing.
Eventually we did, but the first few months we were taking calls in an actual garage. The first challenge was convincing people it was okay for them to type their information into the website. Because this is 2003, summer of 2003. Like, nope, not many people put their credit cards online, and even, even just entering basic information was pretty uncommon. So we'd say, you can do all your grade reporting online. You just go in, you enter your name and your address. Oh, I'm not putting my address on the internet. And so we spent a lot of time just convincing people it was okay. But the vast majority would enter their information but mail us a physical check. And we set up PayPal at the time, and we were telling people you can use PayPal and you can put your credit card information.
Oh no.
I'm not going to put my credit card on the internet. In early 2003, we just started as a sole proprietor because we didn't have any employees. We officially opened our doors for enrollment May 1st of 2003. And like I said, just sole proprietor. And
it was K through 8.
And it was just K through 8, that's right. We decided, and that was a great decision. We decided not to do high school. Timeline really from there was just adding a grade each year. I think we got to the point where we had people really begging us to add the senior high school year.
So we started out in our little tiny 200 square foot enclosed one-car garage until 2007. 2007 we moved to Selmer, Tennessee, and had a little. It was a house, but it was a huge house, but it was a house that all the HLA offices were in at that time. David's brother Tyler officially came on in 2008, and that's when we got our second version of the website at that time. And then in 2011, we moved to Jackson, Tennessee, and had Suite D in a strip of offices across the street from where we are now. By the time we left there in 2016, we had 3 of the 4 suites. So we had B, C, and D. In 2012, we, with Tyler, kind of leading the way in the development of it, we launched Apple Core, which was our own grade reporting system instead of having to use a third party. And then in 2016, we found this facility that we're in now. It was a former church, and it's about 8,800 square feet and on 10 acres. And so, going from a 200 square foot garage that's just a little bit bigger than my current office to where we are now is pretty incredible. It's not easy, and I think that God gives you your perfect mate. And so I am your perfect mate, because I don't know anybody else to be able to put up with half the stuff that he takes us on. It's been quite an adventure, but he is such a visionary person that it takes someone who is grounded to kind of go, okay, you've got this whole idea of how to do this school online. Let me figure out how to do the practical end of things. So, when we first started, I was the only records person. I did all of incoming and all of outgoing and all of the driver's license forms and all of the diplomas and all of the transcripts. All of that was on me.
I mean, we wouldn't have what we have today if you hadn't been labor of love